The Last of Us Part 2 has a bunch of different menu options that can help make the game play more like you might want it to. Making a few settings tweaks can also help greatly with combat and, especially, for finding collectibles and other in-game items you might be hunting for. If that sounds good to you, here are a few menu tweaks worth trying out. Go to Options and HUD and turn Pick-up Notifications to On. This displays useful items and collectibles you pick up in the lower left of the screen, so you always know what you found. In the same menu, switch Collectible Tracking to On. This won't help until you go back and replay a chapter or until you get to NG Plus and replay the entire game, but at that point it'll help you spot things you've already picked up before and the things you haven't, which is pretty cool. Go to Display and turn Motion Blur and Camera Shake to 0. This is personal preference, of course, but I find the game and all games for that matter are much less eye-straining with those settings turned off. Next, go to Accessibility and Magnification and Visual Aids. Now, you probably won't use this option ever, but the high contrast display option completely changes the environment so that enemies and items really stand out. If you're a collectible hunter, this is pretty much your fast ticket to making all of those items impossible to miss. Under motion sickness, increase camera distance and field of view to max. This makes a small difference to your field of view, but it's large enough to make you see more of the environment. And it also makes the whole world a little easier to look at in my opinion, even if it's very subtle. Under Navigation and Traversal, switch Enhance Listen Mode to On. Change the scan range to 30 meters and the scan time to either 1 second or 5 seconds. Choose 1 second if you want an instant scan, being sure to look around really fast for what it finds, or choose 5 seconds if you want a little more time to look around the area that you're scanning as you scan it. Under Combat Accessibility, set Enable Combat Accessibility to On. There are a bunch of options to help make the game easier here. Without making the game too easy though, you can set Enhanced Dodge to On to get more breathing room for dodging any attack that comes your way, and you can set Invisible While Prone to Unlimited, which pretty much does exactly what it sounds like it does. That one's almost a cheat level thing really. You can turn Weapon Sway off too, which is helpful. I've left it on here, but later on in the game I ended up turning it off. But the best option here is to set Slow Motion to While Aiming. Every time you aim down your gun, the game will enter slow motion, enabling you to take your time with your headshots. This one is extremely helpful and changes the whole feel of combat dramatically. Just have a play around with any options you're not sure about. You can always switch them off afterwards, and you can reset to defaults if you don't like any of the ones that you've picked. Hopefully this video helps some of you out. I'm Fuzzy Barbarian, and I'll see you in the next one.